Forget everything you think you know about football rivalries, this one doesn't start at kickoff, and it never really ends. Picture this, two cities, barely 30 miles apart, yet separated by decades of tension, pride, and a quiet, simmering hostility that refuses to die. This isn't just about goals, tactics, or trophies. This is about identity. About power. About a northern throne that neither side is willing to share, or even acknowledge. Because when Liverpool FC and Manchester United collide, it's not a match, it's an eruption. Generations of rivalry don't just sit in the stands, they breathe, they shout, they remember. Every pass feels heavier. Every mistake, unforgivable. And every goal? It echoes far beyond the stadium into history itself. This is the Northwest Derby, where respect is rare, hatred is inherited, and victory means rewriting the narrative of an entire region. And here's the thing most people miss. This rivalry wasn't born on a football pitch. It was forged in factories, fueled by economic wars, and sharpened by a deep-rooted need to prove superiority, not just in sport, but in legacy. Who built the North? Who owns its story? Who gets remembered? You're not just watching a game, you're witnessing a battle over history. Welcome back to Sportx Radar, your front row seat to the fiercest, rawest, and most unforgiving battlegrounds in sport. This is Chapter 4 of the story of the Derbies. We've already stepped into the political firestorm of El Clásico, felt the electric elegance of Derby della Madonnina, and survived the explosive tension of the old firm. But now, we go somewhere colder. Harsher. Realer. The rain falls differently here. The noise cuts deeper. And the rivalry? It doesn't ask for your attention, it demands it. So don't blink. Don't look away. Because once you step into the Northwest Derby, you're already part of it.
All right, let's talk about one of the most intense, most bitter rivalries in all of sports. Liverpool versus Manchester United. You know, this is so much more than just a football match. It's a 90-minute war that carries the weight of history, culture, and the pride of two massive English cities. So what is it that makes this one fixture so incredibly charged? Let's dive in.
You know, this quote just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? But to really get a grip on that old-fashioned hatred he's talking about, we've got to look way beyond the pitch. Honestly, the 90 minutes of football we see, that's just the tip of the iceberg, the final explosion of a story that started a long, long time ago. So that's really the big question we're going to tackle. How does a regular game of football morph into this generational feud that ignites passion all over the world?
To get to the bottom of it, we have to peel back the layers. And our story? It doesn't start on the green grass of Anfield or Old Trafford. Nope, we have to go back in time, about 30 miles down the road, right into the smoke and grit of the 19th century Industrial Revolution.
That's right. Long before these clubs were the giants we know today, their home cities were already locked in this fierce economic battle. This rivalry wasn't born from slide tackles and last-minute goals, but from bales of cotton and control over the water.
Okay, so check out this timeline, because this is where it all begins. For ages, Liverpool was the gateway to the world, this massive, dominant port city. At the very same time, Manchester is exploding as the center of the global cotton industry. But here's the catch. Manchester is inland. They had to pay a fortune in fees to use Liverpool's docks. So what was their solution? An incredible feat of engineering, the Manchester Ship Canal. When it opened in 1894, ships could just sail right past Liverpool, straight into Manchester. It was basically an economic declaration of war. And get this, in that exact same year, the two football clubs play their first ever competitive match. Think that's a coincidence? Me neither.
And this really breaks it down perfectly. You had two completely different identities. Liverpool was the established power, the port, with its identity all tied up in the sea and trade. And then you have Manchester, the mill, this powerhouse of industry built on factories and innovation. That ship canal wasn't just a project to save money, it was a huge statement for Manchester, and it sparked a resentment in Liverpool that has been simmering ever since.
So, with all of this bad blood brewing between the two cities, it was only natural that the football pitch became the new battleground. Every single match was a chance to one-up the other guy, to fight that war of civic pride right there on the grass. The old fight between the port and the mill had found its new arena.
So the city rivalry set the stage, for sure, but the on-field feud, that was really taken to a whole new level by two absolute legends, two managers who turned their clubs into global titans, both obsessed with one single thing, being the undisputed kings of English football. You literally cannot talk about this rivalry without hearing this quote from Sir Alex Ferguson. I mean, think about it. When he showed up at Manchester United in '86, Liverpool was the dominant force. They were an empire. And Ferguson's mission, in his own unforgettable words, wasn't just to win, it was to tear that empire down. That one sentence tells you everything you need to know about the modern footballing battle.
It all started with Bill Shankly, the man who built the Liverpool dynasty. From the famous boot room, he created a footballing machine that dominated for decades. And then came Sir Alex. He arrived in Manchester with the explicit goal of knocking them off that perch. These guys weren't just managers, they were titans, whose personal drive basically poured jet fuel on the fire of this rivalry.
And just look at this. This is the result of that decades-long battle for the top spot. The all-time major trophy count is razor thin. It is a constant tug of war for bragging rights. Every single trophy, every league title, it just tips the scales ever so slightly and adds another chapter to the story. This is the race for greatness, shown right there in the trophy cabinet.
So, what happens when you cram all that history, all that civic pride, and all that ambition into 90 minutes on a football pitch? Well, you get fireworks. These games have produced some of the most dramatic, most controversial, and just plain unforgettable moments in football history.
Yeah, and some of those moments were pretty dark. The 2011 incident between Luis Suarez and Patrice Evra, which centered on allegations of racial abuse, was a really low point. It became this huge flashpoint that went way beyond football, leading to a massive ban for Suarez. It was a really ugly reminder of just how much animosity was bubbling right under the surface.
And for a moment of just pure, unadulterated madness, look no further. Liverpool's captain, their icon, Steven Gerrard. It's his last ever game against Manchester United. He comes on as a sub at halftime and gets sent off just 38 seconds later. 38 seconds! It was just a moment of sheer insanity that shows you how the pressure of this fixture can get to absolutely anyone.
But it's not all just controversy and red cards. It's also about moments of pure genius. Take the 1996 FA Cup final. Super tense game, 0-0, heading for extra time. Then, in the 85th minute, a moment of magic from United's king, Eric Cantona. An unbelievable volley that snatches the cup right at the death. An iconic goal that broke Liverpool hearts everywhere. And you just can't talk about these moments without talking about the cauldrons where they happen. First, you have Anfield. You have the Kop, this legendary wall of sound that literally acts as a 12th man for the team. And then you've got Old Trafford, the theater of dreams, a stage famous for its superstars and of course for those heart-stopping late winners known as Fergie time. The stadiums themselves are almost characters in this whole drama. So where does that leave us today? I mean, the industrial world that started all this is gone, but the rivalry? Oh, it's just evolved. It's gone global. The fight is no longer about canals, it's about global commerce. Look at the battlefield now. It's the entire planet. They're competing for who has more fans in Tokyo or New York. It's a war for billion-dollar sponsorship deals and shirt sales. They go head-to-head for the same superstar players in the transfer market, and they even battle it out online for clicks and engagement. The rivalry is just as intense, the scale is just, well, global. So even though the setting has changed, from local industry to global branding, that core tension, that deep primal need to be better than them, is still hardwired into the DNA of both clubs. The spirit of the port versus the mill is alive and well. It's just being played out for a worldwide audience. Which kind of leaves us with one big final question to think about. In today's world of global finance and international owners, can a rivalry with such deep, local, historical roots really keep its soul? Or maybe that history is the very thing that will always make this more than just a game.
And now, it's over. Or is it? Because the final whistle in a clash like this doesn't bring silence, it leaves behind echoes. Echoes of missed chances, controversial moments, and goals that will be argued about for years, maybe generations. This wasn't just 90 minutes. This was Liverpool FC versus Manchester United, and somewhere out there tonight, one side is celebrating like kings of the north while the other is already waiting, counting the days for revenge. That's the thing about the Northwest Derby, it never truly ends. It just pauses, and the tension keeps growing in the shadows. So now I'm asking you, who really owns the North? Is it Liverpool's legacy of dominance and identity? Or Manchester United's global empire and relentless winning mentality? Don't just watch this rivalry, take a side. Drop your answer in the comments, no neutral ground, no safe picks. I want to see real opinions, real debates. And if you felt that intensity, hit that like button so more people can step into this battlefield with us. Because here on Sportx Radar, we don't just tell stories. We throw you right into the middle of them. Subscribe now, and be ready, because the next chapter of the story of the Derbies is coming, and trust me, it doesn't get any calmer from here.